Welcome back to the channel, Stephen Howson. 5 things we learnt watching Manchester United beat Nottingham Forest yesterday. Where do we start? We start with Bruno Fernandez, because Bruno Fernandez was absolutely outstanding, and I thought he completely ran the game. Again, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've had like this really controlling version of Bruno Fernandez. He was lucky not to get a goal. Maybe Navas needs a drug test after that one. Excuse me. His link-up play with Eriksen was genuinely beautiful. He is the absolute heartbeat of this Manchester United side, and he didn't have quite as much possession as we've seen him have in some other games. But I think when you've also got Eriksen and you've also got Casemiro on the pitch, you're not as reliant on him to be the one that is in constant possession of the ball. That being said, he still had a pretty good success rate with the ball. I think it was 79.7% pass completion. And he created by far the most chances on the pitch with 6. And some of them were absolutely sensational. I am liking this evolution of Bruno Fernandez, and I'm really intrigued to see where this ends up with him. We're seeing a more mature performance out of him. We're seeing a more controlling performance out of him. And even though the numbers aren't as spectacular as they have been in previous seasons, I think he's having a bloody good season for Manchester United this year. Number 2, Eriksen. Came in as an emergency replacement for Sabitzer, and he really made it count. And I am worried about Sabitzer. I don't know where we're at with him in terms of what his injury is going to be, but he oozed class. We look so much more composed in midfield when he plays. Him, Casemiro, Bruno, as I've just mentioned, is such a treat to have as a midfield 3. His performance shown a lot of class, bearing in mind that he is surely lacking match sharpness. I think he's going to be vital to the season running. Midfield has out of nowhere become Manchester United's strongest part of the pitch. What we saw from Christian Eriksen, though, was 89% pass accuracy, 55 passes completed, 30 of them in the final third, 5 crosses, 3 recoveries, 3 key passes. He won 2 out of 2 ground duels. He had 2 out of 2 long balls, and he had 2 interceptions as well. So it wasn't just a pure creative force from him. He was effective with and without the ball, and I think he's just such an intelligent footballer. He really, really helps bring that. And that leads me on to number 3. Number 3 was control. We controlled the game in a big way. We didn't allow a single on-target shot from the opposition, and that's not to be sniffed at. Having the sort of control where you just don't even let the opposition have a shot on target, you're going to win the game. Or at least you're going to draw the game. It didn't really look like there was too much threat. We probably should have scored more. We certainly had the opportunities to do. We sustained pressure really, really well, and we managed to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Manage the latter stages of the game. Eriksen could have been key to that. These are the type of performances that I think we need to see more often. Our away form has been poor, and I think it's a real psychological plus that can probably keep us going for the remainder of the season, because we've now just sort of almost banished the ghost of like shocking away form. We do have enough home games where if we just win them, we probably can't be caught by the likes of Spurs, at least anyway. So we should be pretty secure inside the top 4. I think we're going to do it after a little bit of a wobble. The results this weekend certainly going to help that. But yeah, there was a lot of control in that. Now, number 4, and a lot of you didn't agree with me with this in the review, and that's fine. A lot of people said he played good, but it was in spite of Maguire. I think he puts teammates in fear. He is slow. He is laboured playing out. Passes lacked detail, or they're a second too late. Clumsy defensively. Always seems to be on the verge of mistakes. And it's worrying because he's probably going to play every single game between now and the end of the season. And then finally, like I said, top 4 surge. Spurs and Newcastle drop points. We capitalised. That's massive. They've got each other to play. We are 6 points ahead of Tottenham. It's essential that United secure Champions League football no matter what. Every game that we're involved in between now and the end of the season has got a little bit of jeopardy. There's still a lot of games left to play in the league. It's been a long, fucking jam-packed season, but you got to finish strong. It's possible to still win 3 trophies and finish inside the top 4, and we have to believe that we've got the players to do so, because we have, despite the injuries. And I think if you look at where we've come from, what we've done, what we've achieved, the difficulties that we've faced, the injuries, the whole Ronaldo situation, that was this season, you know. Everyone forget that. That was this season. We could finish this season. I mean, yeah, there's a chance City do a treble and really piss everybody off. But Manchester United could also do a 3-trophy haul and finish in top 4. You'd have to say, if Arsenal don't win the league, as long as we finish in the top 4, we've had a better season than Arsenal. And we're just going to play the deflection game with Manchester City and say that they cheated and they don't deserve them. That's exactly what we're going to do, isn't it? You know, I think it bodes well. It's essential that we finish inside the top 4. There's no two ways around it. It is absolutely essential Manchester United finish inside the top 4. We do that, we've got Champions League football for next season, and that puts us in a great spot for recruitment, for transfers. And then whatever's going to happen with the ownership will happen. There's nothing we can do. Obviously, the Glazers have supposedly said, well, if we don't get our valuation, then we're not going anywhere. Scare tactic. They're not going to come and say we'll sell it at any price. It probably put the shits up a load of United fans, because we just want them gone. But United might get a new ownership. I think we will get a new ownership. Whether or not it's in time to have a meaningful impact on a summer transfer window. The window opens soon, but it doesn't close for a long time. So if the sale of the club goes through with enough time to do something meaningful in the transfer window, then I believe we will do. And I hope that the people at the football club are working on, you know, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, on the off chance that we've got Go Bananas money or we don't get Go Bananas money, and we have to figure out how it's going to shape out. But I think we're going to finish with another trophy. I don't know what that's going to be. I think we're going to finish inside the top 4. 2 trophies, top 4. If I'd have told you that was on the cards at the start of the season, would you have took it? Pretty sure you would have done. So you have to call that a decent return. So I guess a good win, some good performances from individual players. Haven't mentioned Anthony, haven't mentioned Dalot. We'll probably touch on them later on in the week. Some good performances out there, though, from everybody. So I didn't mention Anthony Martial either in this one. Did touch on him in the review last night. But yeah, we'll probably touch on some of those in the week. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And by the way, loads of you aren't subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.